Welcome to the Midnight Burn. Some secrets Mississippi keeps buried for decades, but the earth remembers everything. Tonight, we descend into the murky waters of Rankin County, where a bridge holds whispers of the dead, and where one man's obsession with justice would resurrect a ghost that had been silent for 44 years. Picture this. It's 1978. Below the old Byram swinging bridge where teenagers once dared each other to jump into dark waters, someone made a different kind of leap. Into murder. A makeshift graveyard of discarded dreams and broken appliances became the final resting place for a young woman whose name had been stolen along with her life. She lay there, wrapped in what investigators believed was a motel blanket, maybe the last comfort she'd ever know, after suffering brutal blows to the head from a claw hammer. For 43 years she was nobody. Jane Doe. Two words that haunt every coroner's office, every detective's sleepless night. Enter David Ruth, Rankin County coroner, a man who couldn't let sleeping ghosts lie. In 2021, Ruth stumbled upon this cold file like a man finding a message in a bottle. But this message was written in bone and decay, and it was screaming for justice. "I'm extremely confident," Ruth would later say, his voice carrying the weight of certainty that only comes from touching death and finding life within it. April 27, 2022. Judge Dewey Arthur's gavel falls, and the earth is disturbed once more. Ruth's gamble paid off. DNA extraction was possible. But DNA is just science. What happened next? That was something closer to resurrection. 2 attempts failed, hope flickered like a candle in Mississippi wind. Then Othram Corporation stepped in, masters of forensic genealogy who speak the language of genetic whispers. Jane Doe had a name, Tanya Lee Wills Mullins, 22 years old, mother of 2 little girls, Tammy and Crystal, wife to James Mullins, a young family chasing the American dream from Potter, Texas to Mississippi, where dreams sometimes turn into nightmares. But here's where this story takes a turn that would make even Stephen King pause. Jim Mullins had returned to Texas to find them a home. When he came back to Mississippi, his entire world had vanished. Wife, daughters, gone without a trace, like they'd been erased from existence. 3 months of hell passed, then a phone call. "If you want Christy and Tammy back, meet us at DFW Airport." Uncle Ed brought the girls home. He promised that Tanya would contact them soon, but, well, she never did. For 46 years, those daughters, now women of 49 and 47, believed their mother had abandoned them. They thought she chose Mexico or Florida over her own babies. But they were wrong. Tanya Mullins didn't choose anything. Someone chose for her, with a claw hammer, by a bridge, in the darkness that Mississippi knows all too well. Tammy Mullins' words cut through decades of pain. She says, "There's different trauma. Thinking our mom just left all these years and basically didn't want us, and now, oh no, that's not even true. She was murdered." But, this story isn't over yet. Coroner Ruth's phone still burns with tips. A former JPD detective called with evidence, with names, with possibilities that make Ruth's eyes narrow with hope. "The sheriff's department is looking into some things," Ruth says, his words carefully chosen. "It's an active homicide investigation. Somewhere out there, a killer walks free. Or maybe they don't anymore. Maybe justice found them in ways we'll never know. But Ruth believes. After 44 years, he believes this case can be solved. And sometimes in Mississippi, belief is enough to raise the dead and make them speak. Tanya Leah Wills Mullins is no longer a Jane Doe. She's a mother, a wife, a young woman whose story refused to stay buried beneath the Byram Bridge. Her daughters will visit Mississippi, will finally say goodbye to the mother they thought had abandoned them, but who had actually fought to return to them until someone made sure she never could. Some bridges connect us to the past. Others, they just hold our secrets until someone brave enough comes along to set them free. Until next time, catch the dice. Stay rolling.